How's it going, everybody? I am Jay Shady, the voice of reason, and I'm here with my weekly Q&A number 11. So let's get the ball rolling. Let's go right through this. First question is from Mitochondria. He says, "What's up, Justin? It's Breaking Benjamin Ben. Your Q&A questions. Number 1, did you miss me?" Of course I missed you. Are you serious? You have to ask that. The second question is, what's your opinion on Wrestling Jesus? I've said this before, he's one of my favorite YWC shooters. I actually watch his videos sometimes. I haven't been watching YWC videos too much just because I really don't have time and I really don't care that much. But I do watch some of his videos, as he releases them. He's hilarious. They're pretty funny. I know a lot of people hate him. They take this YWC stuff way too fucking seriously. Like, they live and die by this shit, so they get crazy when he trolls them or he criticizes somebody that they love. I mean, it's crazy, the fucking people on here. But Wrestling Jesus is hilarious. His videos are hilarious. I mean, he was like one of the first people on YouTube when it comes to the wrestling community that I watched and that made me want to talk about wrestling on here. So yeah, that's my opinion on Wrestling Jesus. Is a pretty fucking funny guy. Last question from Mitochondria. Do you believe that if John Cena suddenly died tomorrow, the YWC will turn around and worship him? Michael Jackson case in parentheses, saying how he's one of the greats and shit, and if so, how would you react? Well, I wouldn't want John Cena to die tomorrow, I mean, if you want John Cena to die, I think you're taking wrestling way too fucking seriously and you need to calm down. Probably take some medication and find something else in life that you could actually work towards. It's just a fucking TV show. But if John Cena died tomorrow, I really don't think it would be like Michael Jackson where all of a sudden everybody loves him, because the YWC are a bunch of fucking nut jobs. Like, no offense, I'm not talking about individual people, but the majority are fucking nut jobs. I mean, these are people that would probably laugh at you if you bring some sad story up, some tragic story. They'll make fun of you and shit, because that's how it is with the internet. You don't have to face consequences or repercussions of getting your fucking ass kicked like you do in real life. So you're able to be a total fucking douchebag over the internet. And that's what the YWC is, probably a bunch of dickheads and douchebags and retards. So I think people would just make fun of it and all that stuff, I mean, look how, morally wrong these people are. I mean, you have people who take this stuff so seriously that go out their way to defend the guy like Chris Benoit and his actions. Now, if you're going to tell me that, Chris Benoit was a great wrestler, that's fine, because he was. But these people that, come up with, that he's a great person, that it's not his fault, that that he was framed, that there's a conspiracy, what? I mean, Jesus Christ, man. These are people that, seriously, take wrestlers way too fucking seriously. If a person is a wrestler that, does good moves, they cannot do any wrong, They could be the next Hitler and they'll find a way to excuse them. So, when you talk about YWC people, these aren't people with a good conscience or more good morals or anything like that. So they wouldn't start, lamenting over the fact that John Cena died. They probably bash the shit out of it because they hate him as a wrestler and whoop-de-doo, now I don't have to see John Cena on TV. So these are the way people are. How would I react? That'd be fucked up. I'm not gonna wish death upon anybody, especially somebody that's just on a fucking TV show, I can't stand him on the TV show, but I don't want the fucking guy to die. But of course everybody here would love that, They'd be like, oh, trade us Chris Benoit for John Cena or some shit. I don't know whatever the fuck these people do. Alright, thanks for the questions. Next up is from Clarson440. He has 3 questions. What was your favorite album from Pantera? I don't really listen to albums of bands. I've never listened to full albums, really, with rare exceptions like Metallica and Guns N' Roses. So I really can't name a favorite album of Pantera's. I mean, I guess if I look at their discography and I could pick my favorite songs on one album, but yeah, I've never really listened to a full album, but I do like Pantera with individual songs, but never an album concept basis. I've never done that. With the internet, it's different than it was back in the day where you would remember go to the store, buy a record, buy an album, listen to it. Now it's all about, downloading individual songs, unfortunately, which does take away from the process, but I'm a product of my generation, what could I say? Next question is, did you hear about Slayer's guitar player's death, who was Jeff Hanneman? If yes, what are your thoughts? Yeah, I heard about it. It was a while ago now. It's sad, but when you live that lifestyle, you have to be prepared to face the consequences. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. A great guitar player, but when you have your own personal demons and vices, you have to expect some pretty bad results. The last question from Clarkson440. Why have you never liked John Cena even when he was the Doctor of Thugonomics? Because I've just never been one to like things that are hip, or catering to the new fad or catering to a new trend. I'm not for that, and that's what John Cena was. It was trying to be hip. Rap was very, very popular at that time amongst the youth. And he was just trying to be that, tough guy, but he just was a phony, just some fucking Mark Wahlberg, Vanilla Ice ripoff, just a wigga, like I said in my long Cena rant video, and, wiggas aren't fucking cool to me, and I just don't like things that try to go out their way to try to be hip. I never buy into that, so I always saw John Cena as a phony. Next question is from Will Ferrell, number 1. 3 questions. Did you ever watch The Shield on FX Network? No, but I heard it's a pretty good show. 2. Which stable is better, D-Generation X or NWO? Well, I've always been a DX guy, mainly because, of course, Shawn Michaels was part of DX, so that's what that was part of my childhood, Shawn Michaels being my favorite wrestler of all time. But, thinking objectively, which group meant more to the business itself and had a bigger impact, of course it was NWO. I mean, without NWO, would there have been a DX? Probably not. So yeah, and NWO is the more important and relevant group, just for the way that it sparked the Monday Night Wars and all the TV that came out from it, and how it just influenced a lot of TV we got during that Attitude Era. So NWO more important on an objective basis, but personally I was a D-Generation X fan. I liked NWO too, though. Last question from Will Ferrell, number 1. Do you like the 3-man commentary on Raw and SmackDown? No, not really. JBL is a propaganda fucking machine. Michael Cole is just retarded. And King is like a little fucking man-child. He's like 5 years old. I really don't like the commentary team. I mean, commentary hasn't been good since fucking JR and King, the last time they were together. So, yeah. Question from SpinnerNet1. How many times does that damn train go by your window? Like 10 times per hour? I swear it seems like 2/3 of your videos has a special cameo by the infamous train. It's too much of a coincidence. Those trains have got to be passing by often. I would say about 10 times per hour. Yeah, because I have the train going to Manhattan and coming from Manhattan. So each one of those is probably 10 times per hour. Especially in like the afternoon and the evening, probably a little more. But I usually do these videos late at night, so it's not as much, train stuff happening. But the ironic thing is when I actually am waiting for the train, it takes them fucking 1 hour to get to to get to where I am to take the train. But when I'm doing these videos, they fucking pass by nonstop. But yeah, I live right by the train. I look right outside the window. I see a bunch of fucking train tracks. That's the lifestyle of living in New York. Thanks for the question. Alright, next up, Zachary Richardson. What do you think of Japanese deathmatch wrestling? Okay, I'm gonna fucking finish this right here. I've been getting, I don't know where this came from, but I've been getting questions about Japanese wrestling from different people. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on in Japan, but I've been getting a bunch of these, could you review this? Alright, look. I do not watch Japanese wrestling. I do not watch any wrestling other than WWE or old stuff of WCW and ECW. So please, just do not ask me questions. Like, I'm not trying to be a dick to you guys, but I mean, it's like me I just don't give a shit about it. It's like me asking me a question about some political news. I just don't care. I can't give you a good answer if I don't care about the subject. I don't watch Japanese wrestling. I'm not going to. I have no interest in doing so. Like I said, I'm not trying to be a dick at all. But I just don't give a fuck. I mean, plain and simple. I'm sorry, you could like the stuff. I don't care. But don't ask me to review it. Don't ask me to talk about it because It's like asking me to talk about something else that I just have never seen or have no interest in. I can't talk about it or have a debate about it. All right. So no more of other wrestling federation questions, please. Unless it's, I don't know, something that, not like my opinions on something, but like, I don't know. Sometimes I get TNA questions which are okay. It doesn't have to be on the basis of me watching it. It's a different way. Like, what would you do if WWE and TNA did this? But like, yeah, I guess like TNA maybe sometimes you could ask me a TNA question, but anything outside of WWE, please do not ask me questions. Not to be a dick, but don't watch it. All right, next up. Do you watch Epic? This is from Power Spy in One Games. Do you watch Epic Rap Battles of History? I don't even know what that is, quite frankly. Yeah, I don't know if I should be embarrassed about not knowing what it is, but I don't. Next up, when you were a child, did you ever pretend to wrestle with your friends? Of course, I think we all did. You know, I used to pretend to wrestle with my pillow, just me and my pillow having matches. I used to have those. It was like those fucking Bash 'em buddies, whatever the fuck they have, the body slam buddies. But it was the WCW ones. They had Macho Man, they had Sting, Hogan, and DDP, and I had all four. And you used to like squinch their nose and they'd be like, "Ow, you're hurting my nose," or "Ow, you're twisting my leg." Those were fucking fun. I mean, back in junior high school, me and like my crew, a bunch of us tried to like come up with our own junior high school wrestling federation. Have like a Raw and SmackDown draft. We were fucking gay, but you know. We were kids, you know how you are when you're a kid. Your imagination runs wild and you try to duplicate everything that influences you. So yeah, many times. Wrestled with friends, pillows, dolls, whatever the fuck. And last question from Power Spy 1 Games, Mario or Sonic? Mario hands down. I've never really been a Sonic guy. I've never really played the games. Mario is like maybe the greatest game of all time. That Mario series, I fucking love Mario. Next up, from Zagon 2012, 2 Xbox questions. Alright, so we got some gaming questions in this video. Alright, what are your favorite games? That's a good question. Mario games that like Mario 64, Super Mario World, great part of my childhood. Also Mario RPG, the 7 Stars one, that is maybe my favorite game of all time. So many memories of that game. Awesome fucking game. I also love GoldenEye. Remember, everybody remembers GoldenEye from Nintendo 64. Probably the greatest fucking shooting game ever. Grand Theft Autos, Batman Arkham City was fucking fantastic. Can't wait for Arkham Origins. I don't think it's going to be on the same level, but I'm glad there's another installment. What other games are there? Favorite games of all time? Trying to think. The Super Star Wars games for Super Nintendo were fucking great. I loved Crash Bandicoot. Yeah, trying to think if there's any other games. There probably are other games, but you know, those are some of my favorites that I could think of right now. I loved Red Dead Redemption also. Yeah, that's enough. Like I'm sure if I planned this out, I could have thought more games, but yeah, those are some of my favorites. And then next, what do you think of Xbox One so far? I know everybody's complaining like crazy about this thing. About the design, I don't give a shit. I'm just trying to play a game. I don't look at my Xbox when I play the game, so I don't care how the motherfucking thing looks. As long as it can take a fucking disc for me to play a game. But I've read people complaining a lot about what it does and like the restrictions on it. You can't like use used games, and you have to have Xbox Live in order to play it, and there's like a 24-hour offline thing where if you're not on for 24 hours you can't play. I'm not sure if all these things are true because I haven't read up on it. You know, a lot of people are saying PlayStation 4 is much better. You know, I don't hold on, let me kill this bug really fast. Alright. Yeah, I've never really like looked up news on gaming stuff and consoles and stuff. I'm just gonna have to wait to see like how it does, because I wouldn't get it when it first comes out. I'd probably get it around Christmas. But yeah, if it's as bad as people are making out to be, and I don't know if it is, I don't know if it's just people like bitching to bitch, because like I say, I'm not all up to date with gaming stuff. I'm a very like pedestrian kind of gamer. I'm not even really a gamer, but I don't really know what's going on and everything. I mean, if you guys could confirm all the shit that people are saying from Xbox, that would be great. But yeah, I mean, if it's just like Xbox 360 and I could just, that's all I want is just to play fucking games, you know? So, and I have Xbox Live, so I'm not worried about that. But yeah, you guys let me know what's going on in the Xbox One, PlayStation 4 world. But the Xbox One name is fucking retarded. Why would you name the third generation of that console Xbox One then? It's the third one. Why are you naming Xbox One? It's fucking retarded. Alright, last question of the night comes from Creepy Kane. If you were a bad guy / heel wrestler in the 80s to early 90s, who would you want as your ringside manager? And then he gives a list of potential people. I would say Bobby the Brain Heenan, because the motherfucker would make me laugh all the fucking time backstage. Hilarious guy. Also, maybe Sensational Sherry. This way, you know, backstage I could fucking fuck the shit out of her. Yeah, smack that ass, you know, get ready for a match, do some doggy style, and go out there. So there you go. Either Bobby the Brain Heenan for comic material or Sensational Sherry in order to get my dick up. Alright, so that's my review. That's my questions and answers for tonight. Number 11, Q&A number 11. As always, send questions, do this, yada, yada, yada. You know the whole routine. Message me, leave comments here for future questions. If I didn't answer your question yet, hold your fucking horses, you know. Just calm down. Don't fucking spit your wad on me. And just wait, because I will get to it. Okay, as always, I am Jay Shady, the voice of reason. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later.